Can you imagine some of the answers? Look, if you did 30 interviews, you get 30 different opinions on one subject. It happens every single day. But that's how people think, you know. If we all focus on God and we all know what a Christian is, then we can all have the same opinion about what is a Christian. But if we just ask somebody at random what is a Christian, you're going to get answers that you just wouldn't believe. You probably wouldn't believe. You probably heard a bunch of them, as I have. You know, take, for example, of course, everybody thinks their opinion is always right. No, I know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? I know. Everybody thinks their opinion is right. And it may be, they may be right, or they may be wrong. And I'm not talking about the song, it may be right or may be wrong. I'm just talking about that's the way people think. But see, we've got to determine what is right. Well, it's easy to determine that when you stay in God's Word. Because He'll show you what's right and what's wrong. He's going to show you what's right, because if it's not here, it's wrong. Right? Right. There you go. We got two rights. Look at there. Ooh, we're moving now. But see, everybody, again, has got different opinions, and they think they're always right. But it's really good when it has to do with politics. Step back on that one, didn't I? Woo. As far as politics and politicians, everybody's got an opinion about it, and not all of them are right. I thought you might enjoy that little statement. I did. Well, here you go. You'll like this one better. Sometimes none of them are right. Watch the debates. How many of them spoke about God in those debates? Hello? Huh? I don't know of many at all, to be honest with you, but, you know, it's okay. It's all right, you know. But at least, you know, me saying what I have, that's just my opinion. That's what I think. You know, it doesn't mean any of them are right. But what if you saw a man on the street, though, interviewing, asking that question, what is a Christian? What if he came up to you? The first thing you're going to say is, well, I'm from Three Nails Gospel Church. I'll tell you what to say about it in this sermon, okay? But look, some of the answers that you would get out there, or they would get, they're what I call doozies. Not Uzis, doozies. There's too many Uzis out there now. But here's a few of them right here. See, because but a Christian is someone who believes in God. Okay, first. But here's one I'm right here, seriously. I believe there is a God. How many times have you ever heard that? You ask somebody about God, about being a Christian. I believe there's a God. Or he or she is out there somewhere and they're watching us. He or she is out there somewhere watching us. Okay. Or yeah, there's a higher power, and I believe there is a higher power. See how they repeated that? That's because they don't know what they're talking about. They're just guessing, hoping they get it right. Well, how many things that you do in your life and you kind of guess at it, and how many times do you wonder if anybody caught what you were saying was not really true? Who you think you kidding? Who do you think you hiding from? Telling them just whatever you want them to hear. Well, there's somebody I know right now that you can't lie to. You can't do anything to, because He is God. You try to get around that, you're in some deep trouble. Or here's another one. A Christian is someone who believes that there is a God. Okay? But see, you look at a Christian as someone who tries to live a good life and tries to treat other people right. Try. You need to try and try harder and just do the best you can. That's the way I've always been taught. But there are parts, the good parts outweigh the bad parts, okay? So you always got to kind of look at that. How does the scale weigh out? Well, does it really matter how the scale weighs out? Bad, good, bad? What matters is that you weigh on God's side. Because the bad don't have a chance anyway. We know what the bad is, and that's hell. And we certainly don't want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of God's kingdom, which He has built for us to be in the first place. So I don't want to be in hell, but you know what? If you go to somebody and they say something, well, I believe there's a God. You believe there's a hell too? Ask them that. And see what they say. Well, they may have a little different of an attitude when you get through with them. You know, time you start talking to about burning in hell eternally, might make me think a little bit, you know. When somebody gets baptized, for example, just say, you know, you get through and you go, well, man, I feel clean. I feel cleansed. And that's fine. That's great. I hope you do. To me, that's what you should feel. But how are you going to live your life from that day forward? That's what concerns me. I'm not picking on anybody that got baptized. I'm just saying. If you're going to commit to something, then you need to 120 or 50 or 200% commit to it. If you're going to commit to God, then commit to God. Don't play games and say, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And maybe he'll just judge me, right? And I'm just going up there to my mansion he built for me in the sky. It's not quite that easy. You got to live. If you're going to live for God, live for God. If you're going to talk the talk, you better be walking the walk. Because you're not fooling anybody but yourself, and you look like a total knucklehead if you do it your way. Do it his way. And people try so many times to get around and try to find a way to slip in here and there. Let me find the easy way, because I don't want to go the hard way. I don't want to have to admit that I'm wrong. I want to do what I'm supposed to do right. Don't try to judge others. You know, some people just want to try to live and let live. But don't be judging people. You know, well, we talk about the mirror thing quite often, and well, just go look in the mirror before you go say something about somebody else, and you tell me what you see. And then, and you know, if you're that perfect, then I guess you can judge them, can't you? I don't think so. None of us are perfect, but God is. And we need to turn to Him each and every single time. They're also someone who has a Christian parents or Christian spouses. You know, Christians usually grow up in a life like that. Christian parents, then they marry a Christian spouse. And they kind of stay, it's kind of like a birthright, being a Christian. Okay? Take it. A Christian is someone who, listen, and what I'm fixing to say right here does not pertain to any money that's on the wall or any money that's put in the offering plate. But I'm just going to say this, because this is a lot of what being a Christian is about as well. A Christian is someone who gives to the church in some way, okay, who gives to the church, and that is always, and that's why you always thank God, and you give from your heart. You hear me talk all the time. I'm not saying let's participate in tithes and offerings so you can give me that 100 you got in your wallet and put the other 200 in your other pocket. I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about you give. If your heart tells you to give a penny, you give a penny. If you don't have nothing, you touch the plate and pray over it. Huh? You give something, a part of you. You got to give a part of you. God's going to provide needs in this church. I'm not even worried about that. But what I'm more concerned about in my ministry is being sure that I'm able to touch somebody that is lost somewhere out there. Go get them and bring them in here. What's God doing is He's training us to go out and find these people and get them in. He's showing us how to get them in, but we got to take the second effort ourselves and we got to act on it. We can't just see it. We got to do it. So are you going to be a Christian? Are you going to live like a Christian? Are you going to work like a Christian? Or are you just going to be a Sunday Christian and go to the house? Because people do that each and every single week. I went to church on Sunday. I'm good. I don't even need Wednesday for hump day to get over to make it better for me. Oh yeah, you do. You need something during the week, and you need to go get it. Because if you don't, who's missing out? You. Not me. I know where I'm at. I'm up here a whole lot. If the door's open, I'm trying to be here most of the time. So, you know, I know God's pushing me a little bit, because sometimes I do get a little tired, you know, that's all right. We all do. It's just something that we've got to continue to go forward with, because God wants us to do just that. Because our church family is very important to us here. See, if we support our church in the manner that we need to, then the church is able to do more for other people in the community and for other people out there that need something. And what they need first is they need love. Good, godly Christian love. And whatever else they need is materialistic, well, we can generally figure out a way to make that happen. We can go help them to do it ourselves, or we can financially help them if we got a little bit in the bank. That's what a church is for, to help somebody in need. If somebody's broke down or somebody needs a little something to get the power turned on, by gosh, come tell us and let us help you somehow. You know? Brother Fred laying in the bed in the hospital and told Mike to come closer, and he says, Fred, Mike, you know, being concerned as Mike is, he leans on over a couple, 2 or 3 times, and Fred says, wash my truck. Well, I told Fred yesterday Mike will be able to wash the truck next week. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to commit you like that, but I already took the bucket over there, so you're good. I got most of the job over there for you. He laughed too, though. We had a good time with that. But that's being a Christian. You got to have a little bit of fun along with a little bit of seriousness. You got to enjoy. You got to love these people. You got to love everybody that you encounter in one way or the other. Okay? Don't mean you got to take them home with you every day, but you can feed them if you want to. You can do that. If you're going to do that, call me. I'll meet you at dinner at your house. I know where I get my coleslaw from, so that's already determined. That's easy, that part. But you want to make it where a church can offer somebody something to help them out. You don't want to we're not just a church, a lame church just sitting here. We took our praise and worship team to another church, and we got blessed, and we blessed them. We traded blessings is all we did. But see, God was in the house, and He was very the house was very spirit-filled that night. Very spirit-filled. I mean, I'm up there playing drums, getting excited, because I get excited when I play drums anyway, but that night it was particularly special. And I wish we could go back tonight, but it's not the 5th Sunday we can't. Sorry, friends. A Christian is someone who is baptized. I'm just running you through some things here, okay? You've been dunked or sprinkled, however you want to call it. I'm just using them for little examples, okay? And you have a certificate. By the way, those of you who got baptized have certificates coming. Just hang tight. I want to be sure that you can show that you were. Because, see, you've done all the right stuff. Accept Christ as your Lord and Savior. Get baptized. I did a lot of research on the baptism last week, and I'm not going to get into that right now. But it's extremely deep. A lot of things traditionally that we hear and have heard all our life are not necessarily how it is. Just understand that, but I'm going to preach on it. I promise. It's coming. But anyway, so you get that certificate, you've done all the right stuff, it makes you feel good. I won't hang this on my wall right here. It says I've been baptized, so when I go off and do stuff I shouldn't, I go back and look at that certificate again. Well, I've been baptized. Now, wait a minute, I got that right. Huh? You ordained these men as deacons. They put that certificate on the wall. I'm a deacon, I need to do my part. You know? But see, here's another thing about a Christian. Let's say a deacon or somebody's family. Let's take the deacons for a minute right here. Okay, that's not even in the sermon. God just gave this to me. Okay, you can be a deacon, and I know the Bible talks about it, and churches have got bylaws and stuff like that too. The deacon's got to be here every single last second of his life period. But we're all just human. We're not always going to be here every second. Me, I got nothing else to do but love my wife and come here anyway. I got 2 best loves in the world, God and my wife. Well, would you go tell her what I said? But anyway, I said, hey, look, you know, it is what it is. But a deacon, for example, is another disciple. But a deacon is really obligated to do stuff in the church to help the church continue to grow, to help the church continue to move. But so is every person in this church. It's their job as well, their responsibility as well to do God's work for Him. So that means you need to go out and do some stuff and come in here when we need help. Let's come on and get it done. Okay? Mike calls me all the time. Look here, preacher, you get a carpet yet? No, sir, I didn't. Well, I'm going to go look for something, okay? Go look. And he told me when he's going to look. And I said, okay, just let me know. We'll pay for it and get it up here. I was feeling kind of bad, to be honest with you, about it. When Mike calls, I know that I'm dragging my feet. And I'm not picking at Mike. I'm glad and thankful to God that I've got him in my life to push me, because my life's kind of busy. But it shouldn't be that busy where I can't give it more to God. But thank you, Mike, for pushing me. But see, that's how deacons work. They come together and they make things happen. But if everybody can become a part of the church, they're going to do more. The church is going to grow, and it's going to prosper in the love for God. Financially, God's going to give you what you need. That's what kills me in so many places. I'm not going to go out and borrow $100,000 if I don't have at least 10 or 20 sitting in the bank for this church. I'm not that dumb. We're going to buy a place here. We're going to buy it. We're going to have a little in reserve too. Guess what? We ain't going to fall. But number one, because God's got it. Number two, He also gives us enough sense to be able to have a little bit of padding right there so we can do what we need to do. Because see, if we do our part, He's already doing His part, but if we do our part, then we're going to be stronger and we're going to grow quicker. Right now, we're in a training field. And we're going to continue to train the rest of our life. Fortunately, that's the way we're going to do it, and I'm really excited about that. But remember, a Christian is someone who goes to church and they join a church. Become a member of your church. If you're not a member, become one. It's not like they're taking your firstborn. People think that. Well, I can't join the church. Daggum, if I join the church, then I can't go do nothing else. Because I'm a member and I got to look good. When you're joining the church, you're joining God even stronger. Come on. You're not just joining the church because I'm a member of Three Nails, or I'm a member of Warren, or I'm a member of Abilene, and so on and so on. That's just the thing here that man has. We just kind of, use as well, I'm this and I'm that. When I walked in my boss's office the other day, he said, what do you think about Saturday night? I said, I think I'm going to be here. He said, what do you need? I said, 2 more deputies. He said, what's the problem? I said, these 2 managers you got sitting in the same room with me with the door closed are telling me I don't need them. But I'm going to tell you what I think. There's a turf war going on. There's supposed to be bullets flying Saturday night, and I won't be there because somebody's going to go down. I'm going to step up first to see God's protecting me. And I told that man that the other day. I said, look, this is what I need, 2 more deputies. He said, you get them, my dime. I said, your dime. He said, yep, I'll pay for them. Get what you need, son. And I got him. I said, thank you, sir. Will that be all? He said, yeah, great job. And I walked out and left them all sitting there because I done accomplished my mission because God put me in there. I prayed before I went in, Frank. I said, Lord, give it to me because I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to protect these people. When I walked in there last night and seen 10 badges walking around, I'm like, my chest got real big then. I've been charged. What y'all need? But it was flawless. It went great. But see, God was in charge. So what if everybody dedicated their work or dedicated themselves to the church like they do their work? What if they did that? How different would it be in the church? People, did the thing fall? I keep hearing it moving, sorry. People would simply be happier if they would do the right thing. But they're too scared to do the right thing because then they might have to do more right things. That come out right, Kevin? You'll always be what you've always been if you always do what you've always done. That's our little slogan, isn't it? We got to kind of stand by that. But see, and a lot of other people that will want to be Christians or